Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to give you the top 10 games you should stop playing immediately so that you can play Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition when it drops. This video is part of a playlist. You need to watch the first video in order to understand this video, but I gave the number 10 game, and now I'm going to give more games. So make sure you watch my number 10 top 10, the number 10 of the top 10 video game tabletop role-playing games that you should stop playing immediately so that you can be ready to play the Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition when it drops. The market name for that is going to be the 2024 core rulebooks, the DMG, the PHB, and the Monster Manual for Dungeons & Dragons, right? I'm calling that the Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition. So let's get into it. What are the top 10 games you should stop playing immediately so that you can play the Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition? And for all of these games, you should take 1, 2, or 3 sessions to give your players an abrupt ending. And I know you got some notebook, read 6 months of plans, right? But none of that matters because move aside, let the man come through. Let the man come through. This is a 50-year celebration of Dungeons & Dragons, and all your campaigns belong to us. All your base belong to us. You guys need to stop playing so that you can help tabletop overall. And this is the year, last year was the year where Dungeons & Dragons said there are no other tabletop role-playing games. D&D is all that exists. And I think was really the lesson from 2023. And this is the year where we sweep up, right? So you guys need to shut down your campaigns on every game I'm about to list and jump over to Dungeons & Dragons, right? So let's kick them off. Here we go. All right, first of all, every PBTA game, okay? That includes if you are playing any Bluebeard's Wife. That includes if you are playing Apocalypse World. That includes everything under... you know what? That includes everything that's PBTA, right? And that would include Candela Obscura. They didn't put it on there, but man, did they file off the serial number. That's a PBTA game, okay? And then also Avatar: Last Airbender. There's some that's a real PBTA game, which is shocking that anyone put a real licensed product under that not good system. PBT, Powered by the Apocalypse, is not a good system. It doesn't do anything useful in every single setting that was created under, and there are some good ones. The Watch was a good one. Night Witches was a good one. They should all be moved over and run as Dungeons & Dragons campaigns, right? And you could do that, right? You don't have to change your world. Just run your game with Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition, right? Or run Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition with its classic Tolkien species, salt and peppered in with other species. So that's a completely viable way to do it too. So every PBTA game. Second, every Forged in the Dark game. So Forged in the Dark is distinct from PBTA. By the way, every PBTA game is number 9. Every Forged in the Dark game is number 8. And the Forged in the Dark games is going to be Scum and Villainy and John Harper's brilliant Blades in the Dark and Bands in the Dark. Yeah, I think it's called Bands in the Dark, right? And that's like a fantasy-based Blades in the Dark, right? So number 8, all Forged in the Dark games. Number 7, Shadowrun campaigns. Y'all's got an incredible world, but your rules are absolute garbage, and they have never been good, right? So get on over where the getting's good and the rules are actually designed well, because I own literally every single edition of Shadowrun that's ever been printed, including Shadowrun Anarchy, like Shadowrun Light at 200 pages, please, right? And the 6th edition of it, and they are all garbage. The world is one of the best worlds in all of tabletop role-playing game, but those rules are garbage, and most Shadowrun players will tell you, and Shadowrun game masters will tell you they are garbage. Get over to a game that actually has really well-designed rules, which is Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition. That's number 6, okay? So number 5, Index Card RPG. Brilliant system, made by Ingrid Bernal, made by Hankard Farinale, made by Brandon Gillum. Brilliant system. Kelsey Dion cut her teeth there, but you need to stop playing it immediately because it is not good. So with that, we are going to and that was number 7. Number 6, Shadow Dark. I know y'all's got your books just the other day. They got them shipped out to you. Kelsey Dion became king of the OSR last year, but she put the crown on the desk. She is not going to become a D&D designer. I think she should have collected her cultural TTRPG win. She is not going to become some great champion of the OSR, and so the OSR continues to lose. So that is going to be number 6 is Shadow Dark. Next is Dragonbane. Fantastic new fantasy tabletop role-playing game, but it's not American, and I think there's kind of a bad trend that international tabletop role-playing games are gaining ground. And I would really like to see America hold on to its best tabletop role-playing game in the world crown. And so you should stop playing Dragonbane. So Modifius and Free League are doing a pretty good job. I hate to see them get caught in the gears, right? But hey, this is the 50th year of. So let's do it this way. If you're playing any Modifius or Free League games, you only have to stop for 1 year. You guys can go back to playing those campaigns next year, right? But this year, you need to be on Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition, and don't bring your worlds over. Just play straight American fantasy, okay? So basically, Dragonbane is number 5, and the next one is Blade Runner. You need to stop playing that. I know that's super fun. I know Free League did an amazing job with that, but you need to put it down for the sake of all tabletop games, right? That's number 4. Conan the Barbarian is number 3. Modifius has been crushing it with that, and that game has made a lot of people happy. But the reality is, we need you over on the Dungeon Dragon side. We need your numbers, we need your game masters, and we need your players, right? For the sake of all tabletop and for a celebration that is due, right? We all need to be celebrating. Number 2, I would say, is Tales from the Loop. I know you guys are having a great time playing Norwegian Stranger Things, but you need to wrap it up, right? And get on over to Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition and run straight American fantasy, which is all the Tolkien species and then salted in with, and then salt and pepper on top of that, Dragonborns and Tieflings and Furbolgs and all the and any of the 35 canon D&D species that'll all be available in the new monster manual, okay? And then so that was number 2, and I would say as number 1 game that you need to stop playing immediately and get over to Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition is Viking Death Squad, one of the best tabletop role-playing games ever created, with a really epic sized book. But that is the full list of all 10 games you need to stop playing immediately, so that you can spin down your campaigns and then spend the next 3 to 4 months getting all of your players to play on day 1 the brand new Dungeons & Dragons Infinite Edition. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion. Get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.